Are the voices heard in this forest those of the murdered victims from the 50s, or possibly the father of one of the boys who had a heart attack thereafter? Well, let me tell you about that and all the other creepy stuff that happens in the Robinson Woods, Chicago, Illinois. Here we go. By appearances, Robinson Woods looks like a normal forest. As you walk through, you'll notice a large marker for Alexander Robinson, the namesake of the forest. And you might even notice the smell of lilacs, even in the middle of winter, but I'll get to that. In 1955, the bodies of 3 boys were found naked in a ditch neighboring this forest. All 3 boys had been strangled, and one was beaten in the head to the point where they couldn't exactly tell what the weapon was. There was too much damage for the medical examiner to be sure. The father of one of the boys died of a heart attack shortly after the murders, and it would take almost 40 years for the murderer to be caught. He was tried for the boy's murder and found guilty. Kenneth Hansen was sentenced to 200 years in prison and died while he was incarcerated. It wasn't long after the boy's murder that strange things started to happen in these woods. Witnesses to these events include police officers, local residents, daily joggers, tourists, and of course, paranormal investigators who dare step foot in these woods. The paranormal investigators did several recordings in the forest. After going over their evidence several times, they came to the conclusion that it was Native American drum beats. It would seem that the Native Americans that resided here for hundreds of years weren't quite ready to leave just yet. People often hear someone chopping down a tree with no axemen in sight, and no stumps were found either. Corresponding with the time of the murders, near the large boulder in the forest, people are seeing lights floating in the air just a few feet off the ground. As people go to get a closer look, the lights disappear. The fact that these started happening right around the time Hansen got arrested for these murders might suggest that it has something to do with those kids. Floating lights could be the Robinson family. They lived on the land for many years and transported water back to their farm from the river. And at night they would light their way with torches. Could these be those same lights shining after all these years? In these woods you're going to find something mysterious, whether it be day or night. Either the voices talk to you, you might see strange lights, or just smell lilacs out of nowhere. Good luck.